Hey guys, and welcome back to Skizzlecraft. It's been a while since I've been on the server. I am finally back from my holidays. I'm ready to jump back in to getting some more of the castle built. So I've spent a little bit of time sorting a few things out since I got back, mostly cleaning up. There was lots of shulkers. This whole area was like piled high with shulkers. As you can see here, there was a big pile of shulker boxes with the over 46,500 grass and dirt from, I don't know specifically who from, it just said from Hubsters, so it's a mixture of a few different people on the server. There was also boxes with stripped logs as well, so I finally put all those things away and just been doing a little bit of tidying. I've still got a few things. This is the clues from the treasure hunt event that I left over because I went on holiday and forgot to clean it up. That was just me emptying my inventory. There's my bow. Wondering where that was. I need to sort them out. That's just an empty shulker box. And I've been sorting down here because we had this like big pile of chests with like overflow and they were completely full. So now I've opened up in here, which was originally where we had all the farms and stuff. Like, if you remember, we had the original storage room up on the mountain, and then I did come down here to the farms, and we've got the sniffers and stuff down here. I've just added tons of chests. Now this is going to overflow for grass and dirt, which I've unloaded all the shulker boxes for now. And then I've also started putting some of the stone in here, but most of that is in shulker boxes at the minute as well. And then just add in a few other things like the mycelium. What's all this one? This is all the powdered snow I've collected, and then I've just shoved all the sandstone up here because the one single chest of sandstone I've got in the storage room is actually getting overflowed. So I went down to the iron farm as well, added a auto crafter in, and I've added a water stream which actually goes up here. So I don't need to go down to the iron farm anymore. That automatically comes in here, and you can see it's actually filling up nicely with the iron blocks. So that's one less thing for me to run around doing. Would be nice if we can get all the farms to do that, but with this little storage room, I don't think it'd be possible. But anyway, I'm going to get building again today. Oh, I've got to show you a little bit of what we did. We fly up here first. I spent a little bit of time building terrain here, as you can see. Well, lots of time building some terrain, which is a lot of that grass blocks that have been donated. I've gone to. Now this is the southern side of the base, all the way down to where the base borders are going to be, which takes us just south of the Quidditch pitch. So this whole section now is, well, the terrain's built, there's not much detail on it, but I'm going to be doing less and less detail as I go around the edge anyway. It's going to take way too long if I want to detail everything like this. Maybe eventually I'll get around to it. But now I've built all that terrain, I kind of want to keep going, which means instead of going on to the next section over there, I'm going to work on this little section here. So we're going to bring this up because we've got, you can see I've already been putting some of the shulker boxes down. We've got these like pillars areas marked out, and these are just like small sandstone pillars. And then this section here is actually just like a big flat area, and in the center of this, well, there's going to be a wall around it, but in the center is where we have the Whomping Willow, and that's what I want to build today. So there's going to be a lot of terrain building, but hopefully shouldn't take too long because, well, most of it's going to be flat. Little bit of the walls, and then the tree, which will, I might build a little bit of the wall just so I know where it's going. I don't want to go into too big of a project. So this, although it's quite a big area, it shouldn't be too difficult. It'll get me nicely back into the building. So if we head over to the clock tower where we finished off last session, you can see I've actually been working on the terrain here. I still need a lot of snowproofing. I have been snowproofing, but I have to kind of just wait till it snows. I've got a shulker box down there with string in. I have to just wait till it snows and then come and fill it in. Because I can't really tell if there's snow gonna land on it or not. But I do like the way this looks. And obviously, with this here, it's a little bit hard to see. This section over here, where we're going to build a bridge, I need to keep working on. which I think I'll just land down here. It might be easier to see than flying. So I need to just figure out how this is going to go, because this will go down. It is supposed to be a bit of a ravine where the bridge goes over, but not that far down. So I just need to figure out where this terrain is going to stop. It's going to keep going in this kind of height, so it's not going to be that. I think it might come to about here before it kind of curves around and comes back up a little bit to meet the bridge. And I think there's a building on that side of the bridge, so I think it actually needs to come up a little bit there. So there'll be more digging to do and more terrain to build as well. Head round here. This side has also been done partly, but so we've got the same problem. I've got a lot more digging to do. Now this actually I haven't snowproofed at all yet. So I've got a lot more digging to do. As you can see, I've been starting down here and trying to flatten some of this. The terrain, actually, you can see where we've got these bumps in the terrain. It actually has to meet up with that as well, but a lot of this does go quite far down. And then I think the terrain here would actually slope down quite a lot, so I'd have to destroy this, but this is actually outside what I'm going to be doing as my base claim. So even though I do have a layout for the shape of the land in this section, I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to go from, I think it's a little bit lower than this. I think this needs to go down a little bit more, but it's going to slope into this section here, and then that's where I'm going to stop. So I'm going to blend it nicely into the terrain that's over there. Maybe get rid of a few of the trees just to kind of have a gradual fade out from my terrain to the natural terrain. And then down here was all finished. So yeah, you can see where we've got to connect this terrain to. We've still got a lot of digging to go, but I think I'm going to be doing kind of a little bit back and two with the digging. I'm going to do a little bit at a time when I'm not in the mood for building or recording, or if I want to, you know, just sit and relax or do something easier, then I'll do a little bit of digging at a time. So, but we're not going to do anything like we did when destroying the mountain here. So I need to finish cleaning these up, I think. Yeah, all these need things that need cleaning up. Oops. This is left over from doing that. So I need to put all this stuff away. I might just take another run over that to do some snowproofing in case it starts snowing again. That's the beds for the hospital wing, which I can actually... I can't actually fly up. I have to go into the tower now. I can't just fly up and in. I have to go up here. I can fly up here. So the beds are going to be going in here when I get to the rest of the resources. That wasn't the beds one. That was the beds one. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to go finish cleaning up my mess that I've left lying around. And I think the first thing we'll do, since as I do actually have all the resources gathered for the grass and dirt area, I think we'll go to the terrain section over there to start with. So with this section laid out, I've been around for the last hour or so trying to snowproof it. As you can see, it's not all done. But I think, I need to wait for it to snow again, but I think this section down here, this level, is fully snowproofed. Now, it's a little bit difficult because this is the, is it Grove biome? Yeah, which is part of the mountain, where the snow is, and then over here we've got a meadow biome which doesn't have snow on it, so I've kind of waited till it snowed and then went around all the edges and found where the snow was, and just we've just mossed it up a little bit, and then I've just gone a little bit extra just so it's not like, you know, long lines of, because there were some sections where it was just a perfect diagonal. Oh, there you go. I will see if any more shows up on the outsides. I did just pack all the moss and stuff away, but I can go get it back out if I need to. So this section I've not done, and then up there I've not done yet because obviously I need to finish that bit. But this section here is where the tree is going to be going. I've left this hole here. I actually need to go down and spawn proof that at some point. This is going to be the center of the tree, so this is where the tunnel is going to go down. Now, I've not actually got a plan of where to do the Shrieking Shack, or if I'm going to do the Shrieking Shack. I could just do a tunnel and build the interior of the Shrieking Shack and just have it like under the ground somewhere. Mainly because I'm not building Hogsmeade, and to build the actual Shrieking Shack, I'd have to build Hogsmeade somewhere, but I mean, there's plenty of space under these sections of terrain that I've got nothing under them, so I could just build a short tunnel and figure out the interior of the Shrieking Shack at some point, but that's a future thing. I can start the tunnel and just have the tunnel at a dead end for now. This section here, I've started to go up. I was putting it out flat, the same as the rest of it, but I was thinking this is going to need to go up here to meet up with that terrain when that finishes going up, because that's going to go higher up here. Not too high, but this section does need to slope up a little bit more to head in that direction. So I thought I'd start that here. I might just do a little bit more of this later. Have a figure out of how I want that to do, but that's the reason I've not snowproofed this section just yet, because, well, I don't know how it's going to go just yet. Oh, we've got a lot more snowproofing to do over here. Oh, this string. It's really difficult to place string correctly. Did I pack that away? Yeah, I packed my string away as well. Never mind. I mean, I've not done this section yet because we've got a bit of the building to do there. Uh-oh. Ow. Can I sleep before the... No. Guys, leave me alone. Stupid sky rats. There we go. Get rid of them, that makes it easier. Unfortunately, that will also get rid of the snow, so that's a bit annoying, but never mind. Doesn't look like anything's coming outside where we've put the moss carpets anyway, but the next thing I'm gonna do... Oh, decisions. Do I build the tree next, or do I carry on with the wall? It's got to be the tree. Let's go grab all our wood and planks, which we've got stored nicely over here, and all the leaves, which I think are also over here. Yeah, I think we'll just jump into a time lapse. There we go, and the Whomping Willow is complete. I've used a picture from the movie to get this done. Obviously, a willow would usually hang, but in the movie it has this kind of like upwards facing branches that moves around and hits things. We've got quite a few of these thicker branches around the bottom, and it spreads out do quite a lot of smaller ones at the top, and I think it works out quite well. I like the way it works. I would like being able to have it move in some way, but I don't think any of that is possible without redstone being visible. I mean, not even the whole tree, just like little parts. If things could move around a little bit, would be nice. But yeah, I need to get up and put a little bit more string. I think I've missed one there. Put string on top of all these because the whole thing is actually in the snowy biome. So I have put a lot of string on top, just need to make sure I've not missed any other bits. And you can see we've got the little entrance going here. Well, not so little, it's a little bit bigger than I thought, but I wasn't sure whether to put these two bits together. I've kind of done it in like a spiral, like two tree trunks wound together, which I think looks really good. It is, none of it's actually touching. Well, I think it first touches down here. It's only this bit though, the two pieces are actually touching. The rest is two separate bits, but you can't actually tell. It actually just looks like one tree trunk with the gaps in the middle. I like the way it turned out anyway. And this is our little spot that's going to be going down into a secret passage at some point. I have been down there and lit up because it was a mob farm. I did almost die a couple of times falling down while I was building this platform. So I have been down with a few stacks of torches and lit up under there. But that is the tree done for now. So next thing we need to do, we need to get this section of the terrain built up a little bit more, which I've packed all my terrain stuff in the shulker boxes over there. And then we need to get the rest of this wall and these little like towers built up. Now these are not going to have anything in them, so I've not built a floor on any of them. Actually, we go over to these here. These are going to have a roof on and no doorway to get in. They're literally just like part of an old wall, so I've just left them open to the bottom. There was no point in wasting blocks. Probably did waste a little bit going further down, I think. What did I? Can't remember. I think that's in line with the terrain. Never mind. Anyway, yeah, I'm not going to put a floor or anything in here because there's not going to be anything inside it. There's not going to be any windows in any of them. It's just going to go up and it's just have like the little like a little roof, little standing area. So it's just decoration. Nothing's going to be in any of them. Same in all these. I did start to fill these in, then I realised that all this is just wasting logs and sandstone, which I do need lots of still. Yeah, I need to figure out what else I can do over here because I'm probably going to place some more grass. I do need all the new blocks when the server eventually updates the firefly bushes and all those other things putting in, but it's a little bit difficult with moss carpet on the floor and I don't want it like this. It just looks a little bit odd just being completely flat, but for now it's perfectly fine. Most of the small grass is around these raised bits, just like I've done on all the rest of the terrain. The closer it is to a raised section, the more grass there is, and the flatter it is, the less there's going to be. I've not added any of the bushes yet. I do need to go and get those out. Actually, I think I've still got them in my inventory somewhere. Yeah, so I'm going to add a couple of bushes to this area. And I think then, once we've got the terrain, these towers and walls and the bushes and stuff, then this area is done and complete. So let's jump into getting this section done. So with the rest of the wall done, built, the tree is done, all these towers done, this section of the, well, the castle/castle wall is finished now. I've not done anything inside other than the floor and the staircases and stuff. So this wall actually has these towers, which I think is supposed to be like crumbled towers, especially with like the broken archways and stuff. I think this is like an old part of the castle that's probably unused, so I might just put some like storage room kind of stuff inside these. You can get up onto this section if we want to have a look out. If we get around here, if I can find the entrance, these sections here actually head out to the main castle. So I've just built the first little section. This is going to continue out in this direction later. We can go up. We've got all these little rooms. As I said, I don't know what to put in them. It's too far away from the castle for them to be anything like classrooms or anything. That wouldn't really make sense. Could do like storage rooms for the greenhouses or something, since the greenhouses like in this section. But we'll figure it out. Let's just go back out here. I did start this section, which is the castle, but I've just kind of stopped at this height because this is actually a big section of the castle that goes quite high, and will continue around here. So I'm going to leave that for another day. But I think this is now complete. I've been up and done the maps for the area. I've just updated it for this month. It's actually looking quite good. I'll go up there and show you in a minute. But I've cleaned all my shulker boxes up. This whole place, I think, is spawn proof. It is a little bit odd with the occasional like moss carpet down just covering up the frog lights, but I'm fine with that. I've tried to put them in these little sections like where it's already mixed in with different blocks, but there is a few that's just kind of in the middle of nowhere. I could put some grass and stuff around it, but I think it looks fine. All this is now snowproof. It has snowed a few times while I was building this section. I've been back into just placing extra little bits of string and carpet, moss carpet around, as well as I've done this section as well that is also snowproofed. So this whole section is done and dusted. Yeah, there's snow up here, but as I said, that needs to be built a little bit further. So if we head up here now to the castle, I have moved the maps because there wasn't enough space. The maps, as you might remember, were in this little room here, and I was already up to like this section of the wall. Yeah, there was no way I was going to fit it in there. And we've got the library up in that section, but the room below it is just empty. Oh, dropped the chest. And it's quite a big room. So I thought, why not use this as the map room? I've just started putting stuff here. I might build like a desk thing here and put an armor stand in, you know, like kind of like the library thing, like the library desk or something, just to give it a little bit more detail than just the maps. But as you can see, this is our first one. Unfortunately, there was one or two maps that I forgot to lock, like this one here, where you can actually see the new pieces. But the majority of the map's not been changed, so I thought it's fine. I haven't got another unlocked version of that map from before it was built as it is now, so it doesn't matter. But this is our almost original one, because, yeah, as I said, I forgot to map the terrain before I started building, but never mind. This is the one we did after we built, well, this section that we stood in. This is the one after we built the Great Hall and the staircase. Then we've got the Quidditch pitch, and this is how our base is looking now, which looks really odd with this random snow section in the middle. Actually looks like I've placed the maps in the wrong place, but I've not. This is just, well, that's that bit of the castle that I said still needs building up. Yeah, it's just where I've stopped the terrain. It's where I've stopped doing it. As well as down this section here also looks a bit odd, but that's because I did all the grass and stuff when I did the Quidditch pitch terrain, and this is the new terrain I've done while I was on holiday. And I've not actually done any grass on this just yet, so I might, well, once this video is rendering, I might just go around and just put a load of grass in this section. I do have a full shulker box of short grass still, so I could go add a little bit of detail into this. But I think we're done. I think we're done and dusted for today, and I can take a rest. I can go do some small things. I need to get rid of some of these villagers. I have no idea what I'm going to do with them. So I'm going to grab my sugar bottle of grass and finish up the detailing down here. And I think I'm trying to think what I can do in the next video. Do we continue from this location where we are now and delve into our mountain area, start building this section of the castle, which is actually castle, similar to that with courtyards and stuff. We've got a couple of big towers up in this section as well. We could go from here and head in that direction towards the greenhouses. I could go up the hill here towards, I think the owlery is on top of this hill, if I remember right. This keeps going up and we've got the owlery, but that's only a small build. We could head to the other side of the clock tower and finish the terrain over there and then build the bridge and work our way out to Hagrid's hut, but I think it would be nice to save that for later and start trying to get these two sections together now so we can actually see a bit more of the castle. So I'll have to have a play around, see what resources I've got, what I'm in the mood to build, which section I think will look good next. But that is all I've got time for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. It is a little bit of a smaller build than we've been doing lately, but you know, it feels like it took just as long. It did take a while, especially when you've got to gather the resources as well. Although I do have quite a lot of sandstone lying in chests now from my friends donating, because they're all very nice and kind. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all next time.